And we return with the second series of the day, which is going to be Nemiga versus NAVI Junior. If you're just joining us, the two teams that came through the qualifiers to Division 2 just squared off in Yuelik Niha 1-1 versus Team Sexy. Game number 3 looked pretty easy. So in the end, we can say they were definitely the better team today. But who's going to be the better team here between Nemiga and, of course, NAVI Junior? We'll find out once we get ourselves into the draft. But a little bit about these two teams. Both of them are currently undefeated, the only two undefeated teams. Nemiga Gaming, their last series in week 1 was also at that time against a undefeated team that was Team Sexy, and they did take the series from them 2-1 though. So Team Sexy did game, and were quite short. None of them was longer than like 37, 38 minutes. So we'll see what happens here. Overall though, Navi, these young boys, they definitely know what's up. As I mentioned before we went to the break, Malrine used to be the youngest one. Well, not any longer. These guys, I think they're all younger than him. I think he was born in 2004. Yeah, they're all 2005 and 2006. So definitely a battle of the young here. Malrine, though, he has been tried and true. Navi Jr., these guys have been making a name for themselves for quite some time, but definitely not as long as Malrine has. So we'll see how they fare against each other. In my mind, this should be a 2-0 for Nemiga. Navi, they're still a little bit slow from what I've seen. And Nemiga is probably the fastest team. So we'll see how they can deal with it. We see completely different picks here. The game shifting completely when the teams change, and that is of course somewhat expected in Dota.
5 seconds remaining.
Now let's see what Nemiga are gonna be getting for themselves here. They got the Disruptor. The Snapfire Tiny is a pretty cool opening. That could be double offlane. I think they have played offlane Snapfire. Navi Junior, let me check that one. Nope, actually they played a support Snapfire every single time. Okay. Very early Terrorblade pick here for Violent. That's an interesting one. Let me see if they play the Core Tiny. Okay, they play the Core Tiny. I like that. Especially against the Disruptor. I think that's the idea. You see the Disruptor, like, this guy dies. Every single time that he shows his dirty face on the map, we just smack him down with the Avalanche Toss combo. And that does make sense. It makes sense because this hero is super annoying, but he's also super squishy. And a lot of teams I see are not really utilizing that fact, which I think they should. So we'll see just how many times Navi Jr. can catch him if this is a position 2 Tiny. And Richmond, he has played it. They ban out the Timber. They ban out the Primal Beast as well. It seems like they don't want to be playing against these tanky heroes. Makes sense. If there are these tanky heroes that are in your face, and you cannot start the fight off by killing them, or let's say you toss them back, they pop the BKB, they smack down all of you, then it's a problem, right? But if there's no such fat frontliners, then you can easily find the opening to get into the back line, burst the hero, open up the fight that way. Mortimer's Kiss is starting to rain up from above, and then everything does change for the better for you if the fight does start in that fashion. So Nemiga, they're protecting the Terrorblade, no doubt about it. The only thing that is left that somewhat deals with the Terrorblade is the Morphling. I guess Got the Juice does play that one. He hasn't played it so far. Yeah, hasn't played it so far. They'll go for the Doom. So that's gonna be the position 3 PMA. He loves his Doom. It's a solid hero versus the Terrorblade though. I used to play in a team with a guy who would always say at that point in time, the Bane and the Doom were in the meta. And they were constantly being picked up against the Terrorblade. And he would used to say, guys, if I get doomed, I'm still gonna do damage. If I get gripped, I'm screwed, right? Just allow me to attack for 5 seconds, we're gonna win the fight, right? And then we will let the Doom go. He would get doomed in a fight and he'd still do okay. So, you know, Terrorblade, if he's in a good position, even if he gets doomed, if he got his meta off, he can fight. The hero is tanky enough and does enough damage that he can rip through everybody. Of course, Tiny later on in the game, he does have a lot of armor. Early on, he has zero agility gain as well. 0 base armor. No armor on this hero. Poor guy.
Dire team pick. Radiant team.
And they'll go for the clockwork and the centaur. So this is gonna be a 5 clock for disruptor for sure. This is how people play it. I doubt you want to play 2 melee heroes, especially because this could be an offlane, a position 5 snapfire. So if you play 2 melee heroes into her, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. So I'm guessing that the clockwork will be with the Terrorblade, even though the disruptor wouldn't be bad in that lane. But I think he would be better with the centaur, glimpsing someone into a hoof stomp, into a double edge. That is a lot of damage that these two could come up with. So you picked up a Terrorblade. Now something like a Lifestealer would be good for Navi Jr., but you cannot get it versus the Terrorblade. You do not want to get it versus the Terrorblade. Monkey King seems like a decent one. Or a Morphling, right? Those are the 2 heroes I see for Navi Jr. that are maybe going to be banned out if you do not pick them now. But you do have a last pick, so picking up a carry now and leaving the last pick for your support is not something you want to do, but you know, you pick a monkey, you ban out the Batrider, and I think you're fine. Let's see what they do. They'll go for the TA. Okay, this is the thing. Navi Jr., they have a couple of heroes that they're really good at, and TA is one of them. But once you pick a TA versus a Terrorblade, you're in trouble, right? There isn't like a point in the game when you're gonna say, oh, the TA is now good versus the Terrorblade. Nope, not good. Never good. Side blades can be a problem, but you cannot attack the illusions so that it goes to the Terrorblade, because if you attack the illusions, then the damage will get mitigated. The pure damage that comes through isn't going to be as strong, and it's a problem. But either way, this is them going for comfort, but that comfort pick has already been countered. Still, we talked about the banning of the Batrider. I think you're still going to be doing it. There's a good chance that Nemiga want to play something like that.
Radiant team ban.
Though Nemiga, Malrine, I don't know if I saw him play a bat. I haven't actually. So, you know, Timber, Pango, Tusk. I wouldn't want to see a Tusk just because I think the hero isn't that great. They will ban out the Batrider either way. But he has been playing something else, as far as I remember. He's been going for Primal Beast. That has been banned out. So all of his heroes are out, apart from the Tusk. So he's going to have to bring out something new. He did play a mid lane sniper, which in this game isn't something that you're going to be wanting to pick up for yourself. A tough spot for Mallory. Oh, he played a Zeus. So this isn't a necessarily great Zeus game, but Malrine has usually gone more for comfort than he has for something that is actually good for the game. He's just so good on some of those heroes. So he has played a Tiny too in the mid lane, but most of it is in Pango, Primal Beast, Timber. If he gets it, he never really gets it. Tusk.
Radiant team ban.
But Nemiga will ban out the Zeus. Okay. So what is he thinking about? Is he thinking about some fat frontliner? Dragonite is banned out. The OD will get removed. Weird. Especially because I do believe this is going to be a tiny mid. But who knows? Who knows? You never know. Navi Jr., they're a mysterious team. When new blood comes over, they definitely bring in some change. You could go for, I doubt you go for something like a Viper, but you could go for something like it. It's not out of the question. But I do think they're missing a little bit on tower push. Death Prophet is banned out. Dragonite is banned out. Lash is in the pool. Wouldn't be too bad. To be honest, you have the Stampede to run away from the Doom. So, there it is. Burst damage. You need burst damage. I'd say you pick up a Hoodwink. Position 4 to lane with the Doom. I
10 seconds
kind of feel
remaining.
like that would be the best one. You have a lot of magic. Maybe a Skywrath
5
Mage
seconds
would be
remaining.
okay. I wouldn't mind a Sky. Those are the types of heroes that I want to see now. I would not be a fan of a Tiny 4. Mid lane Snapfire isn't that bad. It just comes down to it. Does Richmond really play it? But yeah, any kind of burst. Puck, okay. Okay, I'm fine with that one. They weren't really lacking too much in the lockdown department. But it does mean that you're going to be having 2 melee heroes versus a Clockwork in the lane. If so, badass pick up a Clockwork, and I think he should. Hellscream has been a little bit better on these range heroes, and so bad I'm pretty sure that he can adjust. Yep, he will go for the Clockwork. He knows what's up. This is a solid puck game, but the Disruptor is always somewhat of an issue for you. So we'll see what's gonna happen there. Either way, I do believe Nemiga got a better draft here. Navi Junior a little bit of a tail end there when it comes to the draft. I guess Nemiga, they got prepared to what Navi want to play. They banned out a lot of their important heroes, and then you had to pick up a TA versus a Terrorblade. The way that you win with this lane on Navi, with this lineup on Navi Junior, is that you constantly get farm on the TA, you get those timings up, and you win. The problem is your Roche is scouted, you have a counter for the Doom. The mid lane, you're not gonna win, even if you keep the Terrorblade down. If he's somewhat comparable in farm to the TA, he will ultimately win this game. So I have a lot of reasons to believe that Nemiga are going to be doing better in this one. The X factor for me is Richmond. Not a lot of things to catch the puck. When there's not a lot of things to catch the puck, you can create chaos, you can create space, you can get your timings in order, and you can win the game from that. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Do I think it's possible? Definitely yes. Navi Junior, they have already shown their worth. They are, as Nemiga are, undefeated so far. They have lost some games on both sides, but really none of these teams have lost a series just yet, and for a good reason. Though in my mind, Nemiga is not a good matchup for Navi Junior. We'll see if that actually does come into fruition, but when you are a fast team and you're playing against a pretty slow team, then that slow team is most definitely going to suffer. But just how much, we don't know. We find out in the game after a short break and a word from our sponsors.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
And we start here with game number 1 of Navi Junior versus Nemiga Gaming, who's going to be coming out ahead. We'll find out in the next couple of games between these two teams. The smoke breaks, and PMA, he's the first one, uses the Scorcher. They're coming over. The Avalanche onto a lot of them, but a nice stun there. The Splitter, this is going to be a bloodbath here. Richmond, you're a little bit too deep, aren't you? As the Fairy Fire to keep him alive. Azio is low as well. And now they're chasing down PMA. That glimpse, it's going to be so small. He won't bring him back. He will just dodge the stun on the Doom, because in the end, it's not a bloodbath. Nobody dies. It's just a brawl fest. But, you know, let's go 5 versus 5 after school. No weapons, no killing, only smashing each other's faces. Who came out ahead? Nobody. Everybody is just in pain, but everybody is alive and kicking. Looking at the odds, Nemiga heavily favored, as I mentioned, for a good reason, but Navi Junior, maybe they should get a little bit more love from EGB here. They're still undefeated.
The battle begins.
Their way, Daze, Glimpse, are you gonna go for him? Hellscream, I just do it. Daze will be allowed to walk away. I think he did not have the range there, and well, Melrine on the ledge didn't really want to be involved at all for the last time. Our observer still is here for every single one of our games, watching them, enjoying them with us, and he's there to help. Daze looks the youngest. Maybe it's the positioning of the camera, but and it's so nice. Playing in teams with younger players is amazing. I told the story. I think I was 16 or 17 when I started playing with him. I was 23, 24 at the time. It was just amazing how many new things he brought to the table. He is still quite talented. I'm sad that he didn't make anything of his Dota career, but it was always nice. It's so much freshness that new blood does bring in. Richmond, oh, he looks a little bit more serious, like he's been through things in life, right? But anyways, we'll see just how well he does there. Bottom lane, this lane is... It's gonna be okay for the Centaur. I don't see them killing the TA, threatening her farm, but I also don't see the Centaur not getting a solid amount of CS. So in my mind, this is a farm trade. Potential kills probably only on the supports. TA, a lot of heroes could die to the glimpse into hoofstones, but the TA not really, because you do have the refraction charges and, well, not a lot of things to break that. So bad. Some trouble, or is he is gonna put the cogs in there, keep PMA in, and Violent is focusing on Daze. Daze has 0 armor, you have to run, but terribly he packs a punch, a really huge punch, and that he needs one more. He's really fast. Daze juking around the trees. This Doom is allowing Daze to escape. Daze turns around, but he should be brought down fairly soon, and PMA, despite his good armor here, is not gonna be able to stand his ground versus the Terrorblade. Still, he did his best to buy some time for his buddy. In the end, it wasn't enough. Terrorblade still gets the kill and is continuing to farm quite well. Nice melt coming out from the TA, got the juice, keeps himself safe there, but he doesn't have the refractions just yet. So you have to be a little bit careful about what you do, because you could easily lose your life here. Vazia is okay with the damage that they have dealt, so the TA will be allowed to live for now. Once he gets the refractions, it becomes a little bit easier for him, but he's still gonna be farming well. But that's not gonna be an issue whatsoever. Vazia threatening with the stun. Got the juice. Nice melt just in time. He gets the hit off this time around. That was actually beautifully done. He goes for a melt, then Vazia stops the hoof stomp, and then you just hit him and run away. And he's not gonna have the animation necessary to go for it again. Got the juice, getting gone on. Vazia thinking twice about it. The side blade's hurt. He doesn't want to put himself in any kind of danger. You're always gonna have those 2 rings of protection on the Centaur, but either way, your armor is just not good enough. You understand just how much of an issue the TA could be for you. So Vazia continuing to farm, got the juice, not being shot down whatsoever. Mid lane, Malrine is winning. As we mentioned, this guy, he might be young as well, but he has gotten some tier 1 experience too. He has played some third-party tournaments in which Nemiga have actually done well. I remember them beating Hellraisers before the new year, of course. Ex-Hellraisers, a little bit more experience in that team. They were able to build themselves up, whereas Nemiga, after a couple of losses, they've lost their stride. Right? The meta did change a little bit for the worse for them, so they're gonna really need some time to build themselves up. Malrine, there were some talks about him going to Secret, but in the end it was Armel who ended up going there, and Malrine, he stayed, and Nemiga Kiritich was the only one who left. And Violent is a solid replacement. Meta gonna be used, PMA taking some damage, he's pretty fast, the Avalanche there, gonna be good enough to live. So bad, does go down, beautifully done by Daze. He puts himself in harm's way, but PMA has been slowed down. The Doom is one of the faster heroes. He'll be fine. He uses the sticks as well, as doesn't lose any damage. And Daze, he gets too close to the Terrorblade. One more hit. There it is. It's gonna be enough. Daze again suffers with the heavy physical damage of the Terrorblade. And until you get your level 6, you have absolutely no armor. The 3 bonus there from the tower does help him a bit. And Vazia dies. Okay, wasn't expecting that one to happen, and got the juice. Does get the tips out. We didn't see what was happening because of this the situation on the top lane, but I'm guessing he made a mistake there. They're gonna get the cogs on the PMA, gonna try to eat through them, and will live. But it costs so bad. Get tossed back. No, Daze can't do it. Every single time you're turning your back with the Tiny to get the toss back off, is just stunning you with the battery assault and not allowing you to be able to do it. Violent. Toss back into the tower. It's gonna be taking some damage, but Terrorblade does have a lot of armor, so Tower shots, not something he's really afraid of.
Mystery deepens.
Malrine is having some lags. I'm considering it, oh, the lane is going so well for Malrine. This 1k gold lead, it's mostly that. He's really crushing it. 35-10 to 21-2. It's a big difference. And also Puck was the last pick for Navi Jr. So that's also gonna hurt Richmond. He might feel like he's disappointing his team slightly. And I don't feel like the difference should be that big. Lash is a hero that usually comes out even in the lane. Yes, Puck does rely on poking and then pushing the enemies out a little bit, getting the CS that way, but him and the Lash have similar capabilities of getting farm. So I'm surprised that the Lash got that many denies. He has the Arcane Boots. That's gonna be the start of his path towards the Bloodstone. And he even gets the ward down. Everything is working out for him. The first power rune. Not gonna be lucky there on Malrine. But actually, it's being saved by the Disruptor. He did send the Snapfire away with the Glimpse. And so the Invis rune will be there on Malrine. Things continue to go good for him. And there's another deny. Oh boy. Malrine is, he is focused. Violent, we're gonna be seeing his forehead. So bad. Getting gone on. Avalanche will be there. Still surviving. They need some time to kill him. Got the juice. He died. Rotation from Malrine successful. And actually, Terrorblade does allow so bad to die. Daze is gonna be chasing this one. Oh, he turned around. It seems like he clicked on the minimap. That's gonna cost them a kill. No, it won't. He gets the kill, but we've already seen this one. Deja vu. Again, Daze dies to the Terrorblade Metamorphosis. That's 3 heroes dead around the map for Navi. Whilst Nemiga, well, they only lose the Clockwork.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Nice rotation from Malrine. You TP bottom lane, use the Invis rune. And before the TA knows it, she's dead. This game started off really well for Nemiga, and this is what the team has always been good at. Laning stage, early game, get multiple kills. They have had a good early game. Transitioning into the early mid game, we're seeing that those kills are coming through. Violent doesn't really want to stay in the lane for too long. Understandable. Vazia. Being pretty aggressive there, farming aggressively. Read this. Gonna be okay. Well, Daze gonna be rotating here. Hellscream, his Glimpse isn't gonna be doing anything in his career. Barely survives, so no bonuses there. Vazia has to get his stun off. Has to be somewhat careful here. The Puck could rotate if he wants to, but Vazia, well, he's not taking any damage. This only with his spells is able to threaten the centaur. But the traps, it's a trap. Oh, he doesn't let it go. PMA got inside of the cogs. PMA should live through this one, really. Kidding, of course, with Malrine coming in, not gonna be happening. Vazia dies on the bottom lane. One four-legged guy dies on the bottom lane. One four-legged guy gets a kill on top. Both of them from the same team, but offlaners do lose their lives. A little bit of a, I want to say problem, but slowing down of the push of Nemiga is not gonna be happy with it. Because you have a Lesh, but yeah, he is starting to apply pressure on top. And speaking of towers going down, there's the first one. Not very important in this game in particular, but it's still a nice influx of gold, and not always do you see that tower fall. Plus, it's a Roche access point for Navi. Once they lose their mid lane tower, it's going to be a problem. It's going to happen at some point in this game, and versus the Lesh is going to happen fairly soon. You have a TA on your side. Vazia, the traps are actually so beautiful. Look at those lotuses. Currently, Navi, they don't have much damage, even if they coil somebody. So, I'm guessing you want level 6 on the Snapfire, or a Witchblade on the Puck. Speaking about damage, Malrine does a lot of it, and with the Stampede, he'll be trampling over PMA, easily getting the kill. Marine is getting
Dire's
everything
bottom
going
tower
his way.
is
4
under
points in
attack.
the Diabolic Edict and now comes to the mid lane. He needs such a low amount of gold to finish the Bloodstone. His game is going perfectly, and Terrorblade Violent is coming over. Malrine hiding in the trees. The Diabolic Edict is gonna come through now. He's not hiding, he's going for the puck. What a move from Hellscream, coming from a blind spot, and with the Static Storm, the puck has nothing to do. That's the speed that I talked about from Nemiga and Navi Jr. They're just not capable of dealing with it here. 10 minutes in, 4,000 gold lead, Violent in the enemy triangle, farming. Probably not gonna be staying there for long. You don't want to be risking your life. Just get out, and his Yasha is done. That's gonna be even more of a farming potential for him. No stacks for the TA. Usually now carries want to stay in the lane for a little bit longer, but for a TA you do want to get yourself into the jungle. Dragonlance working towards the death, so the timings are not gonna be bad, but or you get a BKB, you're in so much trouble. So bad, gets the cogs off. Cookie is ready, hookshot does not connect. Violent, he killed all of those creeps, and so bad he's looking at him. How could you do this to me? I wanted to live. He might actually still live. Running into the tower, Daze is gonna have to think twice and wanted to toss him back. Not gonna be happening. The rage for the toss is not there. So bad gets himself away. Bazia. He wants a Crimson Guard, Hood, and then a Blink, so I get it. They don't really need to be engaging Navi Jr. If they just decrease the map and posture aggressively, slow down the TA, you're gonna win the game just off of that. It's not about killing the enemy, it's about delaying their timing, making them afraid. Nice scan coming out from Nemiga. They knew that Navi are coming. They got themselves out. Everybody else is missing off the map apart from the Doom. Navi Jr., they're desperate for something. Desperate to make a play here with the coil and the Mortimer's Kisses. Lesh might not be that easy of a target, of course, from afar. They would be able to finish him off without his Bloodstone really doing all that much work. But it still has 1600 HP. Call it 1700, maybe even 18 when you count in the raindrop and the fairy fire. Malrine is no pushover, and I really like that he's going for a BKB. You get a BKB, you get a plate mail, you run into the TA, and the enemies won't be able to do anything. Okay, bottom lane, got the juices done with it. He did farm here for as long as he could, but now it's time to go into the triangle where, unfortunately, he doesn't have any stacks.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bazia. As soon as he sees some people on the map, as soon as he knows that his teammates are in the vicinity, he just goes for the farm, and the retaliate does allow him to get the tower without even looking at it. Poor Navi Jr., they've lost all 3 of their tier 1s. They haven't been able to threaten a single tower, and if you look at it, Nemiga are still playing the laning stage. They're everywhere on the map. They're farming 3 lanes, 2 jungles. They are keeping the Clockwork on the top lane to do whatever he wants. And they're just kind of baiting Navi do something. And this is the thing. When you wait this long, then it feels bad to kill the Clockwork. But whenever he comes to the lane, you doom him and you kill him, then you're going to have a different time. PMA, it looks pretty bummed out there. So he's not living up to his name here. PMA coming forward, the cookie will connect. Inside of the cogs he goes, not going to be pushed back. But the help is coming immediately. They do have the Stampede, and there's the jump in from Bazia. Now the Stampede will be used. Ridis is thinking about escaping. He's hoping that he can escape, but his hope will very soon be turned to ash. Centaur, he did decide to go for a blink. Daze has found so bad now. They're still not getting the kill. He's staying inside of the cogs. Daze will try to get a kill. Not going to be happening. Bazia with a double edge. He turns the Tiny into rubble. The TA will have a death, so I'd say at a decent timing. Her farm is good. This is probably like the fastest hero in the game. Because you can farm the stacks without any items. That's what I'm talking about. Of course, there are heroes that with certain items are going to be able to farm faster. But when you have nothing, Luna, TA, these two, they do clear out the jungle and the stacks pretty quickly. Speaking of fast farmers, you know, there's a Lesh on the other side who is still topping the network chart. Malrine, he doesn't seem like he wants to stop with it. Nemiga, they're going for a smoke. They are not going to be able to find anyone here. Navi Jr. in a smoke themselves towards the top lane. They know opening up the map is a necessity currently. And Nemiga are just going to be going back to farming. You guys don't want to fight? No problem. We're going to take everything away from you. And this jungle is now ours. Good trap placement around the map from Navi. Very unlikely that you devour those traps. They give you some info about the movements of Nemiga, and does give the space for Navi Jr. to go for the top tier one. They have the siege creep, so this tower should fall unless Nemiga really decide to fight it, which I doubt. They're just not in a position to do so. They'd much rather force out a glyph in the bottom lane, do some damage to a tier 2 than commit to a fight. Malrine hiding in the trees. The glyph will come out. Maybe that's enough for Malrine to escape. He is not going for it just yet. He actually wants this tower. And from the trees he'll be able to get it. Actually, just Violent comes over. This Stairblade pretty farmed. Still less farmed than the A, but after this tower that's not gonna be the case any longer. They're neck and neck. Still, when it comes to other heroes, well, that's where Nemiga takes the cake.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
We've had a pretty
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
slow game now. Not much happening, but Nemiga want to change that one. And Ridis, he's just dead. He goes down. Got to just run now. Now you're not gonna be able to outrun these guys. They're going over him. Malrine is just staying on top of him, being able to take away those refraction charges is just so easy. Ridis, he actually survived for a lot longer than we would have expected. Nemiga, they got the big one. This TA is the way that you come back into the game, and he has nothing. He doesn't have a BKB. He hasn't even started going towards it. And if your timings are delayed with a TA and you're up against the Terrorblade, good luck winning. It's not gonna be easy. It's even gonna be impossible. Look at Nemiga. They're itemizing versus the magical damage. The Glimmer Cape is a big deal. And so bad. He's so farmed for a support. It's insane. EMA. TP out just in time. That ward did protect him. He was hiding in the trees and he will be able to survive. Very dangerous situation for him. Tiny does have a blink, so finally Navi Jr. they do have something to make plays with. Puck doesn't have his just yet, but Richman does have the Witchblade. Oh no. Nice blink out from the Centaur. He's like, this feels bad. He's laughing, but that's not really the face expression that is showing his current feelings. Malrine getting gone on. He knows there's no coil. And he knows there's no way for them to break his TP. He's just playing with them, doing whatever he wants. Very close to the BKB. Very, very close to it. Like 500 gold away. At least Navi Jr. have somewhat stopped the bleeding. The gold lead hasn't been increasing significantly. Okay, now you are overdoing it, Malrine. You're on enemy vision. You should die here. Avalanche comes out. Malrine has been caught, tossed back. He does have the Bloodstone and they don't have a coil. He's not overextending whatsoever. They took away 500 of his health. And now the Stampede will get used while PMA gets destroyed. And Nemiga, their guy survives the attempt on his life, whereas Navi Jr., they don't have that luxury. Whoever gets jumped is just instantly dead. Career, so bad. He wants it. He can't get it. Tranquil Boots, extra movement speed, not gonna help.
Radiant are scanning.
Very slow and methodical approach here from Nemiga. Like, we're gonna take this tower, we're gonna take this area. They're not making any complex moves because they don't need to. They just did well in the laning phase. They worked off of the fact that Navi Jr. don't like to play too fast. These guys are kind of skilled, but they don't have the experience necessary. Oh, Violent, he's finally gonna be on camera properly there. We're not only gonna be seeing his forehead. He has decided to join us. Maybe the admins asked for the full face. Like, is this really Violent playing? So it was obvious it was him either way. Terrorblade, Manta, and the Dragonlance are there. I'm guessing Skadi might be next unless they want to go for a BKB and then the game with the next Roche. Not impossible. Once you get Daze again, oh man, that is just so cool. Right, I'm now seeing it for the second time today. I always knew there was that part, but I just can't believe people are always there. And that Tiny will get found. He tries to blink away, and he has actually just blinked forward, died just to deny himself to the Roche. Not gonna be happening. Clockwork with the Glimmer Cape. He survives. The coil wasn't used, and run away over the traps. The glimpse not gonna be good enough. He does have a BKB. No hook shot. No way to stop the BKB TP out. So God the Juice went for a blink. I can understand it, because you do need to jump in and kill somebody, really. If you're looking at Navi Jr., Tiny, Puck, Doom, you rely on starting the fight and getting that initial kill. If that doesn't happen, you're in trouble. And speaking of kills, well, they do bring down so bad. So his well, his approach to this game, just being in the faces of the enemies, is no longer going to be allowed. Jump in from Vazia, doing the Doom. He does not have the BKB any longer. Heals Marine with the damage. Richmond will be getting a nice coil off. That one will be broken by the Centaur, which means he's going to be going down. Beautiful Static Storm, though. Catches the puck, catches the TA. They cannot fight. PMA dropping goal will be brought down by Malrine. That's a double for him. They want 4. Got the Juice is doing a lot of damage, but it's not going to be enough. Refraction charge is keeping him alive. They actually turn around onto Malrine, and he's dead. Violent has the Sunder, but does he have anyone to use it on? He's focusing on Daze, and yeah, we all talked about it. We saw it so many times. The only one alive here is gonna be God the Juice. He thought he had the haze. He thought he was out. He was so close to surviving, and in the end, he's gonna be the one dying so bad. Comes from the land of the dead. Hook shots onto the TA, steals the haste, and that's secured. They're gonna be getting that kill there. So now they broke 8 legs of Nemiga in that fight. The problem is that's just 2 heroes, unfortunately, and the rest of them are going to be more than fine. So another fight in the hands of Nemiga. The Terrorblade gets a triple, propels himself to a such a comfortable spot on the top of the network chart that, well, you're gonna need a miracle to do anything about it. The cave so bad under the traps. Coil in the back line is immediately broken. Nemiga, they don't want to lose their mid laner as well. So bad, wherever he goes, there's a trap. And now with the hook shot, he gets himself away. But there's still gonna be some traps there. Should get sprung right now. No, he didn't use it. He didn't use it, and because of it, he's gonna live. Actually, Richmond, he does come forward, dodges. It's done beautifully done there. Follow-up stun not gonna be happening. Come back here, you little fuck, into a Static Storm. Dodge this. He's not gonna be dodging anything ever again in his life. He's dead for 45. Poor Richmond. He did everything right. But the thing is that his teammates just could not assist him after the glimpse was used. Ridis, running, hiding in the trees. They're gonna break those trees, and then they're gonna break the grandma's back. Considering it's old, those bones not as strong as they used to be, so it's gonna be a nice, easy follow-up kill from Nemiga. Elrine walks into the pit. Him and Violent. I should be able to grab this one without much issue. The Roche will drop, and that's going to be the Aegis. Not only you get it for yourself, but the DA lineup relies on getting the Roche. No Roche for you, at least the first one. Not going to be there. Skadi on the Terrorblade. Well, you know, this TA, we talked about her maybe doing something in this game, her timings and such. Now there's a Skadi on the Terrorblade. Even if he was behind with these kind of items, you are a penicillin for a TA. Ooh, shot doesn't connect. Cogs, not going to be there in time. So bad. Barely off the mark. Daze has not been having a game. 3 sinks and 2, but really ever since the start he has been struggling. Right now Nemiga, they don't have to hurry at all, but they could go for a push. You're always afraid of the tiny toss back. That's why you don't push the mid lane. You're gonna push the side lanes if it does come to it. But I'm looking at it, Navi Jr. and I mean, you are kind of on the move. If you're Navi Junior, you have to make a play in the next 3-4 minutes. If you don't, you're just gonna passively lose this game. Glimpse was used, and actually they destroy Hellscream. Nice stun, gonna be coming out from the center, but he's leashed here. Nice coil as well, and he's dead. That's a lot of damage that God the Juice is gonna be doing. He even killed the carrier there with the side blades going in the backlines. The puck once more, Science a little bit too late, and the Clockwork survives. But there it is, Navi Junior, they find their opening, they get the kills. The Centaur thought he was tanky, he was wrong. Centaur is just not a high armor hero, unless you get something like a Lotus Orb, multiple plate mails. You just are very much susceptible to dying to physical damage, and TH is the classic physical damage dealer. Oh, the thing is that she doesn't deal well with these illusions. Those are a problem. The Terrorblade, he doesn't really care much about your physical damage. He takes it like a man.
Incoming! Dire are scanning.
MA. Blink Dagger, he needs to get out. Hook shot, gonna be missing. So bad, a little bit off the mark. He didn't go with the rocket flare. Wasn't cooldown for a second, and because of it, he's gonna be missing out on that kill. Yeah, Doom does not have a BKB, so definitely would have been going down. Got the juice. Yeah, he's gonna be dealing with his own reflection. Terrorblade pops the meta, goes forward. They have the glyph. Would probably like to kill the siege creep. Not doing it just yet. Malrine comes forward as well. As soon as they see the Diabolic Edict, it's time for a glyph. The next wave of creeps coming in. They're blocking them a bit. And with the glyph, they should be surviving this one. So the tower will be going down. Meta still going strong. They have the Aegis on Malrine for another minute and 50 seconds. So this should be a lane of racks. Violent might be the best target, but how? How do you kill him? How do you deal with him? How do you stop Nemiga? They just came into your base, they took whatever they wanted, and they left without losing a single hero. The only thing they lost is the meta, and before the next one, you might want to make a play if you're Navi. Daze, no Blink Dagger for you, my friend. Let's have a 4-staff on Daze. You do need to kite quite a long time. You need to get a kill kite. Get a kill kite, and then maybe when it's 3 versus 5, you can commit. Navi Junior in a smoke. This is a good time to go for it. Nemiga might not expect it because the Aegis is still up. The scan comes out. Navi knows they're coming in. Jump in from the Tiny. That's a clockwork. That's just a clockwork. Oh, to jump in from Vazia. He wants to fight. Ah, no, he wanted that gem and he took it back. Coil is still ready on Richmond. But the Stampede will allow the Centaur to escape. He has that gem to see where every single trap is, so we'll be able to survive. Beautifully done by Vazia. He risks his life there, and it's worth it. Even if he died, wouldn't have been the biggest of deals, and this is just a beautiful play of reclaiming the gem.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So Malrine, he wants an E-Blade. You're up against the TA, so having those scepters, E-Blades, all those things is gonna matter. I don't think he's gonna be getting a Nullifier anytime soon. That's a luxury item. Malrine, surrounded by heroes, but they get the stun. Malrine, is he gonna be able to heal up the Bloodstone? It's keeping him alive a little bit longer, but he has the Aegis still. He would have had it for another 8 seconds, and they went for it a little bit too early. The BKB, the Doom, onto Malrine, but he popped his BKB. Really not gonna be taking any damage. The TA is the only one that can do anything about him, and now they bring in Daze. He will be left alone there. His team, they have given up on him. He uses the 4-staff onto the low ground. That's a beautiful usage of his items, but it's not going to change the fact that he dies in the hook shot under the puck. And that's a little bit of a hard hero to catch. Cogs push back, not going to be coming through. Richmond is fine. Does have that Senjin Kaya, so when you have the extra status resistance, it's kind of hard for the Clockwork to combo the hook shot and the pushback. But the thing is, there's no Tiny. This is a problem, so they're going to be going for a push. Malrine doesn't have his BKB, but he's not even a part of this one. The Terrorblade is doing this all alone. Fight me if you can. Fight me if you have the guts. You will force out a glyph. Tiny coming back in 8 seconds. I think you get a tower and bail, or maybe just bail if you're violent. Not afraid. The Glimmer Cape onto him. Where's the vision? The sentry comes out a little bit too late, and now you're too deep, PMA. Inside of the kinetic field, he will die. The 7 buyback will be coming in. There it is. The buyback comes in. Toss. Oh no, it's only an illusion. The real one is there now. He's going to be using the Thunder. Give me your soul, Daze. Give me your life. once again. He's killed him so many times. Daisy hates Violent. He hates this guy. That's a triple kill. That's an ultra. There's my Rampage. They're gonna call GG before Violent gets even more into this game, because you don't want him to have the most confidence possible going into game number 2. Nemiga, they trashed Navi Jr. in this game number 1. These are the only 2 undefeated teams in Division 2 so far here in Eastern Europe. And that wasn't even close. I have to say, in every part of the game, Nemiga were winning, though Nemiga have had some inconsistency issues. We could see in Division 1 that they're very reliant on snowballing. When the teams slow down the game, they kind of crumble. But here, when they're just slightly better, lane a little bit better, especially that mid lane, they easily get the victory. So Navi Jr., they might have been undefeated so far, but against Nemiga, to not get 2-0'd, it's going to be a tough endeavor. I think that Nemiga are one of the worst matchups for Navi Jr. in this Eastern European DPC, but at least you're going to learn how to play faster. You're going to be analyzing these games and saying to yourselves, guys, we have to change something. We need to play a bit faster, because better teams will punish us, and Nemiga is currently a better team. Though this is not over. It's only game number 1 of a best of 3 series. Everything can change. Navi, they can elevate themselves, get better. This one game most likely not going to happen, but you know, guys, that young players, they do develop fast. Are they going to be developing fast enough? We don't know. We find out after a short break, so stay with us.